So this week in the Alaskan Native videos, I have answered some of the questions here and how they actually keep healthy. I want to say by catching their own food and the fact that they catch their own fish and cook their own fish, that it's actually a way to stay healthy in comparison to like the way we eat and how we have the ability to eat fast food and all those like greasy foods. I believe that's a very good way to keep healthy. And also the fact that they don't have vehicles and they just kind of like walk everywhere in their village. Um, that's another way of staying very healthy. So Native American and their heritage. Um, I seen that in the video they pray in groups and they stay together. They like to keep their families together. Can't seem to let go, which I can relate to as well. And like in the video of the young girl that wanted to pursue her dream of acting, really reminded me of when I told my mom and dad that I wanted to move out on my own for the first time. They were a little concerned. They thought that, I was going to rebel and not be able to make it out on my own. So they were concerned, and they wanted to just keep me under their belt for so long that it was like a major issue in the family. I have a total of four siblings, so four brothers actually, five siblings, four boys and one older sister. And when I decided to move out, everyone had to know and agree, and everybody had an input. And some made me feel bad, some gave me a little more comfort and advice, and just feedback on what it was like to be on your own and why I shouldn't move out. So it was like a big issue. My mom was very upset. My dad was just a little disappointed. And finally, after a few days after them thinking it in, it just became okay. But the tradition was, you leave your house when you get married, and there was no reason for me to be moving out if I didn't need to, but I still did. So that was the one way I related to the young girl when I seen her, break down in tears because she really wanted to go, and how her mom and her dad were being a little negative in the beginning. So, like her, my grandmother had a big input. She talked to my mom and told her, I wasn't gonna be stay home by her side forever, and she needed to learn to let me go and let me experience life on my own, which is kind of cool. I love my grandmother for that. So also, for health issues, I believe that they can come across more issues with their their teeth, their dental issues they have going on with having silver fillings, and for like at such a young age. And in in the video they stated how they get dental coverage and they had dental visits yearly. So that could be a good reason why they might not take care of their teeth, and um, just because they do have the coverage, and people get a little careless when they have the ability to get it fixed or just see the dentist. Like, I feel like if they didn't, then they might take care of themselves a little more. But yeah, it seems like they don't really. So dental issues would probably be one of the biggest health problems I would feel. Um, and In my home, I feel like the biggest health issue would be the way that my family cooks. We really like to barbecue, and that just happens too often. We also like, the traditional Mexican foods that have plenty of fat and fried and all the non-good stuff that tastes really well but isn't very healthy. So I can relate to the Native American culture quite well, although there is a little difference in the way they live and so forth. But I feel like back in the day, in our Mexican heritage, there is some of my older siblings that got to experience living out in a ranch with no water at times. If like, let's say something like something went out, I can't remember exactly what they call it, but there was an issue with like water or actually boiling their water or turning on like a heater, water heater, that they needed to like light with a match in order to have like warm water, which doesn't compare to them not having water. But yeah, they struggled a little, and little struggles like that also compare to the way they don't have all like the necessities that we have nowadays. But that is my feedback for today.